Welcome to the Pixel Retentive Podcast, where we, a business owner and an artist, discuss the business of art and the art of business. Hey friends, I'm Carl, founder of Epic Made, and I'm the host of the Pixel Retentive Podcast, where we share our thoughts on creativity, art, and business. Past guests include Fadi Bolos of Supportful, Mia Pokrefkapa, Mia and Elisa Odell of Huxley, and Matt Garrison of Dash Studios. Sorry, Mia. We are forever grateful for the supporters of our podcast and are always looking for more sponsors. That said, Pixel Retentive is brought to you by the creative gurus at Epic Made. Epic Made is a team of strategists and artists who excel in visual storytelling. Our studio crafts unforgettable animations, illustrations that are designed to captivate your audience and drive tangible business results. We specialize in engaging imaginative, pop culture savvy audiences with beloved clients like Nickelodeon, WWE, and Sci-Fi. Visit getepicmade.com and let's collaborate on your next creative campaign. All right. So with us today, we have Alexei Falin. Welcome, Alexei. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Great.
Yeah, man. We're excited. I'm excited to have you. Usually Ross is on the show with me too, so I say we a lot. There's no other person in the room with me. So don't mind that. So Alexei is the CEO and founder of Rarible, a powerhouse in the NFT space, supporting established brands and emerging creators alike. With a decade of entrepreneurial experience, Alexei has led his team in empowering artists and collectors while helping names like Mattel, Forbes, and Lamborghini bring Web3 experiences to life through Rarible.com and the Rarible X marketplace builder. That's pretty impressive, Alexei. This is some fun brands there. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. That's all true. All correct.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, your platform has been at the top of anybody in the NFT space knows who Rarible is. It's been an awesome platform and a great alternative to some of these bigger, crazy ones like, OpenSea or whatever, right? Or Blur. So before we jump into today's topic, I would love for our audience to get to know you a little bit. How long have you been in your industry, and what project are you most proud of so far?
Sure. So, we've been here, I started Rarible in 2019, almost 5 years till now, which is a long time in crypto. We started in previous bear market. Was a absolutely dead market back in the days. Not like this bear market. This bear market was fine comparing to and a previous one. So yeah, industry is maturing and it's stronger and stronger every other year. So I'm pretty much was involved in crypto since maybe next year of Bitcoin white paper, because I was pretty excited about the whole idea and was just following this. And before Ethereum, you couldn't really build anything except of exchange. So I really want to build something, but the reality is you could be able, the first time you can actually build some applications was it just happened with Ethereum and smart contracts platforms coming up into the market. So it happened 2017, ICO time. It was pretty fun, and since then Ethereum was stable enough to build something on top of it, and in 2019 we just started building.
Amazing. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, since 2019, that's an eternity in Web3, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. CryptoPunks price was $50 back in the days. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's wild. What's the floor now? 100K, or is it 50?
No, it's more. It's about 40 ETH. And if you're
40 ETH.
Yes.
Yeah. Ethereum's almost 4K this morning.
That's
a lot of
Ethereum didn't catch up. And Bitcoin price was 3K that previous cycle. Can you?
I still remember back in 2015 or 14 when it was really first buzzing, just crypto in general. And I had Coinbase installed on my phone, And I was like, I don't know, 2 grand for Bitcoin and $200 for Ethereum. I was like, I don't know about this. And then like the Litecoin was like $20 or something. It's just like, yeah, dude.
Exactly, exactly. It's just time where when we started, Ethereum price was $80, $80, and then it went up to like 300, and we've been like, oh shit, it's too high. We should like, I don't know, sell Ethereum or whatever, and we didn't, and it just went up to, like last cycle. So I think Ethereum didn't really hit all-time high yet. Yeah,
I didn't.
not.
Mm.
Yeah, it should. Should.
All-time high is like 5K, and it's like just breaking 4 right now. So it'll
Finally.
it'll get there. I
Mhm.
wonder though, like because there's so much Ethereum, like I don't see like maybe it gets to 10K, but I don't know. Who knows? Um,
I think it should. It's just Ethereum is a great ecosystem. The most like I don't know advanced tech probably is are built on top of it. Has built,
yeah.
but all the L2s, it's just modular route is longer, so you have to. The liquidity is all fragmented now, and we just all waiting until guys will figure out how to merge this liquidity back again. And Espresso is one of those projects. By the way, Espresso decentralized sequencer. They doing this, and they have a pretty straightforward roadmap how you can use like applications across different EVM, different chains, and L2s, L3s, and then you can use assets across other chains, which is amazing. And I think Ethereum Foundation has a roadmap for like 5 years how all this will happen. So hopefully we will have like a one layer of liquidity back at some point, which will be super fast, super performant.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
need that. That'll help with the gas fees, I'm sure. So
all pretty promising. So
yeah, absolutely. So look, what we wanted to talk to you today about is just NFTs and the Web3 space, and really how Rarible has this supported artists in general. I think artists still don't understand that aren't in the Web3 space. They don't understand the power that Web3 has to give them more sovereignty over their art and how much it's worth, and building and establishing traded volume on collections and things like that. Like it's so much less abstract than the creative and art worlds were previous to Web3. And I think it just got such a bad rap in some of the grifter markets and people stealing people's art and making NFTs and selling them and all the crazy shit that happened in the last run and the last bull run. Um, I want people to really understand how powerful this is and like what you can do with it. And so yeah, if you can just kind of take it from there and speak to that, I would love that. So
definitely. So back in the days when we just started, 2019, 2020 year, it was there was no PFPs except CryptoPunks, and CryptoPunks wasn't a thing. It was like, yeah, interesting, but not like a big deal as it now. So people didn't really think about copying this at like back in 2019, 2020. So we didn't have like NFTs as a PFP. And then
and
we,
PFP for those listening is profile picture. That's most of
yeah,
the
yeah,
the NFT trend you see where it's like pictures of faces of creatures or people or whatever.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that you can use on your avatars and socials and kind of show up yourself. And it's kind of
Look at
safe. I would really I'm seeing a lot of like similar behavioral mechanics as luxury goods. So we didn't have this luxury goods, although art probably will can be also counted as luxury goods or maybe not, I don't know. So art was the thing, was like only art. NFTs was a little bit of games and then it was just art. And Rarible started as open minting platform, so any artist can come and mint their art and then sell. So, and it was like a huge feed of art minted like in every like second. It was pretty fun times.
Mhm.
And, and very, very creative space back in the days. It wasn't so about commercial. It was more about creativity. And yeah, many artists back in the days, like since 2019 to 2021, they made like a life-changing money because of
Yeah.
selling NFTs. And what's cool about NFTs and then crypto in general, it just gives you access to the whole world. So anyone can buy your stuff from like being on any other country, and you don't have to go through this all this like complicated legal process or payment process. So sometimes the system, like pretty much existing system, financial system, is structured in a way that it's all about different um, geopolitics and limitations. So sometimes they are necessary and they prevent fraud, but sometimes it's just some politics involved or some business interests involved, and that's all makes the whole system pretty complicated. And if you're like, let's say you're artist, you want to sell your art to anyone in the world, it's not so easy to do. Also, it's not so easy to do in physical way because you have to ship it and do all those things. Here, with NFTs, artists they got like a new channel of distribution and new payment trails and offering to the whole world to also in the first place to crypto community. So and crypto community is usually it's a lot of high net worth individuals.
Yep.
So it's amazing space for artists to sell premium art because there are people who can afford like buy high price for some cool art. So definitely, and yeah, so back in the days there was, and still I think there is a premium. So let's say if artists can sell they art on like in some sort of level of money, so be like switching to NFTs, building the brand in crypto space and in NFT space will just increase this sale price, like a floor will go up, I think like 10
Right.
times on average. So if you can switch and can sell to this audience, so that's the some premium here. So yeah, definitely I know artists, I talked with them and still keep in touch with many cool guys, and they just saying that since they switched, they've been like a traditional artists or digital artists, and they didn't really know about crypto or like just didn't touch crypto at all. And then since they switched to crypto and starts to selling NFTs, they just never want to go back because they say like, I'm selling 10 times higher than before, so why should I go back and sell like cheaper, right? So, yeah, NFTs are amazing distribution mechanism, amazing audience to sell into, and yeah, it's people, crypto community just needs this cultural component. I
Yeah.
think it just gives a lot of like a color and energy, and just makes the whole thing more like soulful and fun rather than just numbers and just like,
Yep.
okay, I bought this coin, it went up or it's down. So you have some emotional attachment to those assets. So it's very, very cool asset class, which is different. People are willing to hold. I think people are willing to hold NFTs way that the desire to hold is like much bigger than desire to hold any other like fungible asset, because you have this it's just like how it looks, same way you own the picture. You can just you don't not don't matter like how priced it's now, you just like it and you want to own it, right? So
Right.
that's an amazing property of NFTs, and that's amazing
Well, art is sentimental, right? Like it always is, right? Like I could look at a piece and go, I hate this. And you could look at it and be like, oh my God, that speaks to my soul and I need to have it. And money is not an object, right? And
Mm.
so like when you get into that cycle with thing, like, and that's the difference between fungibility and non-fungibility, right? Like you've got a Bitcoin, I've got a Bitcoin. They're both just a Bitcoin. I can sell my Bitcoin and get another Bitcoin some other time if I want. So the buy sell mechanic there's a little it's a less mental. There's less reservation and like you said, you want to hold on to something if you really like it, regardless of its value. In some cases, like the value's got to be, it's got to be like, oh, I can pay my house off with this, let me sell it, right? Like other, but if it's like, oh, a couple grand, like I'm gonna hold it, I like it, it speaks to me, it's part of my digital identity. And you said something that I think I want to make sure people picked up on. I was trying to pay an artist that worked for me, did some contract work for me in France, and it took like 2 weeks for me to send him 2 grand, and the change in currency went down. I had to call my bank and get on the phone for 45 minutes and tell them why, talk to them like they were my dad, like I was trying to spend my allowance. I was like, this is my money. Like I can send it to whoever the hell I want. And anyways, long story short, it takes them 2 weeks to send some money to France. Like you can send someone $1 billion in crypto in 2 minutes. Like, and nobody has any say about it if you have a non-custodial wallet. Like you can do those transactions at your leisure, which is really powerful. And the other thing you said really is like this technology allows us to build communities across the planet, right? I've never seen anything like this in my 40 years of being alive, where you have communities of people coming together, crossing language barriers, culture barriers, geopolitical issues, like everything. If they have access to the internet, they can be a part of your community, and that community can be about a coin, or it can be about a piece of art. Like I'm an artist, I create a bunch of art myself. I also have a business that creates NFTs and art and all that sort of stuff in a marketing aspect. But I'm also a part of this collective. Oh, I was telling you about earlier, the Crazy Carl Collective, which is serendipitous. I just happened to be named Carl. I showed up, there were already Crazy Carls there. I just added to the mix. But yeah, I mean, we've got a community coin. We've got an like 2 or 3 collections of NFTs. We've got music. We've got ordinals, which are NFTs on the blockchain, on the Bitcoin blockchain. All these amazing things, and we have an entire community that's just like coming together with people that make cool shit and are then creating tradable digital assets that people can own on the blockchain, and we all come together around that, and that's really powerful. And I've seen these assets go from like I bought them for 20-30 bucks and minting gas fees, and now like people, I had an offer for 1.5 ETH on one of my NFTs, and like you said, I didn't sell it because I identify with it too much, and that wasn't life-changing money for me, so I needed to hold on to it's a Buddha that's like golden and like cool looking, but it's the art, right? And the art's all done by this artist Nomos out of the UK, and like it's like everything comes together around it, and we're building a little subculture here of people from all across the world. Like it's really, really cool. So there's something magical there for sure.
Yeah, totally agree. Community is a big part as well.
Yeah, and then we talk about utility as well, right? So like when you said earlier on, you alluded to this, like, hey, back in like 2019, 2020, 2021, it was about the art. People were excited about these weird little a lot of pixel art, like crypto chat, like the crypto punks, but then crypto kitties was still like this flat weird thing. But this idea that you mint an NFT and you don't even know what you're getting, and then you open this NFT reveals, like it kind of hit us all in that, like, have you ever collected cards when you were a kid, right? Like you open your pack of cards and I got, oh, these Magic the Gathering cards or my X-Men cards or whatever. Like, I used to collect all that stuff. I never did sports cards, but the same thing. Like you get a signed Michael Jordan basketball card, right? Like that kind of stuff. You get that same kind of dopamine kick when you get a reveal of an NFT that's generated from a platform that has an avatar that like grabs 4 or 5 traits, and like you might get a rare trait and shoot it out. Now you have this rare NFT that's worth God knows, like, if you minted a gold fur Bored Ape, like that's worth millions of dollars, even at the bottom of the worst market, right? And you could have minted, I think, what was the mint price, like $200 in Ethereum, 150 at the time. Holy shit. So back then it was just art, and it was just, I like this one, identify with this hat on this Bored Ape, or this like, mouth style, or I wanted one with the cool glasses. but now it's grown and it's more mature now, right? So yes, I think as an artist, you can probably still do it, and you would see this more than me. I'd love to hear your thought on that. Like, are there artists who are successfully creating art with very little utility that are still selling? Or is it really like now people want utility? They want their NFT to give them access to a special space or a special thing or to redeem a thing or that sort of stuff.
Hmm. My take is that's not necessarily, we just don't need this utility. So utility is already exists in ownership. So the thing that the sole fact that you own this is the utility. So you
Okay.
want to, same way, what's the utility for art, right? So you just like it and just you want to own it. That's the whole thing. So that's a um very basic value proposition. So on top of it, so I think it's just way higher in value than anything else. Like you can play games with this NFT or you can do other stuff. So I just not seeing as much value or as much success in NFTs giving you any specific like utility versus NFTs that gives you like absolutely nothing except of ownership. Same as like
Gotcha.
CryptoPunks.
Right.
It's ownership and it's a community there. So that's all you need, and that's the best value prop of NFTs. If we're talking about, so also again, like there are different types of NFTs. Generally, NFT is a very simple standard which can describe anything non-fungible. It's basically you can own non-fungible object, non-fungible digital object, which can stands for many things. And the most popular, as we know now, NFTs, it's like PFPs, top one, art, maybe second best, and maybe third best will be domain names, CNS domain names. But
Oh yeah.
later down the road, we will see a lot of utility NFTs, which will be like NFT as a representation of your certificate of birth or like any other like document that could happen, like NFT as a representation of your ownership for the house. So all those NFTs, like utility NFTs, is like a growing big class of NFTs. The thing is, we're talking about artists, and I think that's the most fascinating part of NFTs, the most fun and like culturally relevant versus like utility NFTs. And this part, like art and like PFPs, art, those things, they basically don't need this utility, in my opinion. So they are like these cultural pieces that we need that you can trade. And that's the value proposition there.
100%. Yeah, I've seen some pretty cool stuff happen, and it's really, you're right, around building the communities. I think there's a lot of that like bubbling part at the bottom of the market right now, where it's like, hey, you can buy your house with an NFT, right? Like, and there are people there's been success, like it happened in Florida at least once or twice now, where people have the deed to this property is an NFT. I think there's a real high level functionality there that will definitely make sense as we move forward into these markets and people basically is when it becomes so much easier for people to own and move crypto without having to know anything about the behind the scenes. Like when you and I got into crypto, like pretty crazy to even get crypto, right? Like just to even make a wallet and understand how that works and get and transfer from fiat to to crypto. So that's always just wild. But yeah, I think we are also seeing a couple other things happen, like the boom of like our digital lives, right? Like VR is becoming more and more of a thing. Like the younger generation, like my kid plays VR all the time, loves VR. His avatars in VR are important to him. Like him and his friends will get in arguments over like who has what avatar, and like it's like almost like their outfits and their whatever. And then the real cool kids are making their own avatars, right? And when that gets to a space where like your NFT, your avatar is an NFT, and then like that really legitimizes you, like having a fresh pair of Nike Jordans, right? Like we've seen this stuff that's going to translate into digital worlds so much, and these, like I said, the next generation behind Gen Alpha and Gen Z, like they have more digital lives than we could even like conceive, right? Like I'm turning 40 now, like, and I was the first generation to like get lost in video games and have AOL Instant Messenger as a kid, right? And like everything about your online identity, I think is eventually going to be an NFT so that you can, have a statement about yourself. Like that we all pick our costumes in real life and what that represents to us and how we want to be perceived. So all that, will translate again in this next generation as this boom.
Yeah, that's happening. That's exactly true. And I remember I was making skins for Quake, so you can just design your own skin and play, kill other guys in Quake.
I I love it. I love it. Man, dude, yeah, we grew up probably a lot of similar gaming experiences. I did a lot of like EverQuest and massive like MMOs, like predecessors to like World of Warcraft and stuff. And just like thinking about the economies there, like there's bona fide economies in these online games. Like so when we get into like how do you translate these economies into actual real crypto and then actual NFT assets? Like you mentioned a little bit about gaming earlier, people are trying to figure that out. We saw some crazy success with that with Axie Infinity in the last market boom, where people in like underdeveloped countries where $10 a day is a lot. These people can play a literal turn-based fighting game like your traditional Final Fantasy, where like Cloud takes a turn and Sephiroth takes a turn and boom, boom, right, like that kind of thing. But they won NFTs in their battles, and they were able to sell those and make a living playing a video game. And that's kind of like mind blowing to me. That because that was the dream when I was like 15 and 12, and you know what I mean. Like, how do I just play video games for a living? Now it sounds less exciting, but I want to build things and make things myself. So, but yeah, fascinating what this will do to our economy, the world economy. Again, bringing everyone together, bridging these gaps, taking away the control that technology and bankers have over all of our lives, right? Like we have more decentralized platforms. Like that's really helpful for the global community. If you and I have more financial sovereignty and can do whatever we want with the money that we earned, like that's powerful, right? Like it's really, really powerful. Like I've seen stories of women in countries in Africa that, they don't have sovereignty as like a woman can't open a bank account, right? So she can't truly, have her own independence. She's not allowed to really own her own money, which is insane, but it is the world some people live in, unfortunately. But if you have a smartphone and the internet, you can have a MetaMask wallet and you can trade NFTs and crypto and whatever you want. And then who gets to say anything about that, right? So crazy powerful there. So, anyways,
100%. That's direct ownership is it's the core and basic feature that crypto gives us, or like decentralized ledger gives us.
absolutely. What's a cool project? Maybe it's something that's come through Rarible or just something that's on your radar that you thought was doing something unique, or the art was awesome, or like something that just like a standout crypto or NFT project for you.
Like what time? Like recently or some time ago? Right,
And all time.
right now in all time.
So two separate ones.
I think you can find like cool stuff happening every other day on Rarible. So I really like jobs are going on. Yeah. So recently was a very successful mint, like a Genesis, and like a PFP collection for a Eclipse blockchain. That's like a PFP type of collection, but it's cool. And there is one very nice art happening right now on Aptos. So we support many chains, and artists can pick now where they want to launch their NFTs. So I'm pretty bullish, by the way, on the new fast chains like Aptos and Sui and Solana. Even Solana a little bit like felt into the niche of meme coins, I guess, but and less of art. But Texas was a lot about art, and they still there. So they did this connection now with Ethereum. So a bunch of cool projects I'm seeing there. So yeah, basically many nice, cool, very cool drops happened on Raribles. Glitch was a very cool one. I like the art. It's from the artist. That's hard to. I don't know how to pronounce. It's like Tubes guy or they. Uh, yeah, so that's a beautiful art. Uh, and now it's going digital gyoza, some futuristic stuff. Yeah, you can check just drops, and we often work with very talented artists on Rarible.
I love that.
Well,
Awesome, man.
that's from very recent, just like couple last like couple weeks.
Okay. And is there a standout project like of all time you think people should look at?
Uh, Standout project. Yeah, it's depends. Like you can think about just art, so then it will be okay. From art perspective, I think that we early days there was Frenetic Void artist, and he's still doing his digital art, but he was probably like a Beeple before Beeple, and then he disappeared because he made like a lot of money
Yeah.
pre, like pre-PFP era in early days. And it's Argentinian artist. I really like his art and was like very, very high priced and highly popular, like before all those like people and artists made their big names in crypto art. So Frenetic Void is probably from something that you wouldn't find out from like now, or maybe people don't even remember this.
Probably not, man. It's I mean, think about like if you go on, on Rarible, like how many collections on there? It's overwhelming, right? Like, I mean, how many artists are in the world? An infinite amount of art. I think everyone's an artist for the record. They're whether or not they've grown that part of themselves, but it's like I never met a kid that didn't like to draw, right? Like like it's just you never met a tiny human that didn't want to make cool shit, right? Like it's just like so whether or not that was nurtured, in their life, I guess is the big thing. But um, yeah, I wanted to see so if an artist is listening right now and they've never jumped into crypto, um, I think Rarible is probably a great platform for them to experiment with and try and get on there. So what would be like, walk me through, hey, I'm an artist, I've never minted anything. I go to rarible.com, like what should I do? How should I go about it? I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Like this is all new to me. Like what are your
Yeah,
suggestions?
yeah, so it's pretty easy. On the bottom of the website, there's a link. Where is this like a become a partner, and it's just like a form you can fill out and say like I want to launch with you guys, and here what I'm do. Yeah, and we just will circle back with you, and yeah, and we will do something with you guys.
Cool. It's that easy, huh? So you'll have someone reach out and literally help them do that.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it works. A lot of people just reaching out or artists reaching out to our team from like through different channels. It could be from like a website and form. It could be in our socials, sometimes just message in our Twitter, or if they know someone from the team in Telegram. So many options, email even, and then we just like working with them and setting up a drop, planning everything, and boom, that's all minted out. And yeah, new
Love
art,
that.
new owners.
You're not bullshitting when you say you guys support artists like that. That's amazing, Alexei. You can't open
It
see.
was always like this, and you can just see our drops section, and it's mostly about artists. It's all mostly about art, and we gonna extend this. will be some updates coming soon, and will be just more space for because we already so we trying to make it not super crowded, and that's why we kind of limited if we're talking about just main page. So we're gonna separate the space a little bit, so we will be able to hold more drops like uh like simultaneously.
I love that. That sounds good, man. Yeah,
There is
really.
one other thing we always been up to. We always supported royalties, never dropped them, despite all the like wars on the market. And back in the days, we set it up the standard for royalties was all together with OpenSea because was no one doing this. And yeah, we've been in this market shaping a little bit early days with some cool stuff that's not there's some stuff just still alive and community just now it's like a standards. Some other stuff just went away. Yeah, was like I remember one thing is unlockable, so you can buy stuff and then you can unlock some additional content. This feature is not here anymore, but at some point, maybe for a year, it was pretty popular.
Yeah.
Uh,
You guys don't do that anymore?
no, we just discontinued this, and basically all the other people marketplaces they discontinued this.
Yeah, I remember that, seeing that as well at one point. So, but just so people listening, like the fact that you guys stood your ground on royalties is amazing. That literally is just you guys supporting the creative community. So thank you for doing that. Because we launched a collection with one of our clients, where we partnered on it and we'll have some royalties in it ourselves. And we had 600 ETH in traded volume in 1 month last October in 2023. And like because of the wars going on with Blur and OpenSea, people were just able to turn off the royalties. And instead of like us pulling like an extra 20K out of that at the time, we only got 5. So, but like, you stood your ground on that. That's amazing. I know that hurt your market share for a while, but I think in the long haul, it was the right play and people are going to appreciate that. And keep telling people you did that because that was the right move. And I appreciate that so much, man. As an artist, as a person who volunteers my time to support the graphic artist community, I'm on the Graphic Artist Guild board as well. Like I'm deep in this space and I can't say enough how meaningful that decision is. So.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, because that's artists are what made this thing blow up, right? Like people like crypto and they were cool in the trading and like everyone's speculating and like this, but they're all gamblers. There was no one. That's all like, hey, how do we make more money than we are in the stock market? It was the same crowd. It wasn't. But when artists showed up and Vitali made NFTs a thing, right? And artists showed up like, let's make cool shit. Like that's when all of a sudden the whole world's like, oh, what's Web3? What's NFTs? What's crypto? And that's what skyrocketed, right? Like so the culture and the visual excitement that artists brought to Web3 are what really put it on the map. Yeah, on the national stage. So, we definitely, give due where it's due there. So anyways, that's really I appreciate it again, man. So I wanted to, now that we're circling towards the end of the show here, I did want to ask you one last question here about, um, uh, you know, is there anything in your career or any mentor or valuable resource or even a favorite client that you would like to shout out? You think that the audience should look up that would maybe get some additional value out of this episode?
yeah, it's a good question. Let me think. So, if you're from like what is the like what some follow-up questions? What do you think on the purpose of this? So for someone to get additional value for in terms of personal development or professional development, this type of
Yeah,
thing.
let's focus around crypto. Like, so let's say again, I'm an artist and I want to get into crypto more. I don't know about it. Like you mentioned the Rarible thing, but where's maybe some good resources to go educate myself or a good
Yeah,
platform?
right. I would say that um, for for a woman part, I would really recommend to try to join Shifi.
Fine.
Yeah. Have you heard about this community?
No.
It's pretty popular and it's growing like rapidly over the last like couple years, and it's amazing community. We have several people in like in Rarible team. They graduated from this community, and
Oh wow.
they doing like amazing course of getting into crypto for specifically women's, because you know that crypto is just super lacking on women's, and they have amazing community and they have amazing educational program. So it really gives you from zero to pretty sophisticated level of knowledge in crypto. And you can then, so it's very good place where you can start your career in crypto. So then you can find a good, like top companies hiring from ShiFi community. So they're all
Perfect.
very talented people there.
I love that name. Clever name. So in Web3, DeFi, for those of you listening, is decentralized finance. So we talk about DeFi all the time. So SheepEye is just a play on that, which is cool. So I
Yeah.
love that. I love a good name, as a marketing and branding guy for, 2 decades. Well, also Rarible, great name as well, obviously. So cool, man. All right, and I want to give a shout out to Maria Labanova of Interstellar Digital, who connected me with Alexei. They have a great company over there, really focused on Web3 PR, and I met Maria at Boston Blockchain. So, next year, Alexei, we'll have to have you up at Boston Blockchain and connect with us and talk and have some fun. So, Boston's not too far from you, right? You're up in New York?
Yeah, it's close. I've been there. Uh, so
It's not too bad of a walk, right?
eh,
Cool.
yeah, Boston is a great place. I like.
It is, for sure. So, all right. Well, we've been chatting with Alexei Falin, who's the CEO and co-founder of Rarible. You can check out their website at rarible.com. But if listeners want to follow up with you directly, where should they go?
Twitter is the best place. It's ALXFAL, my handle. So yeah, just like ping me in Twitter, and yep, you can also, if for this, you can also reach out to Jonathan. He is leading the partnerships and managing like artist relationships. Jonathan Colon, and he has Twitter as well. Probably the best is his Twitter. Just direct.
Okay. Do you have his Twitter handle by chance? You looking that up?
I'm looking into this. Let me see. Jonathan Colon. Yeah. It's just Jonathan Colon 2 underscores. Yep. He has like doodle on his profile picture.
PFP? Yep. Awesome. All right. And we'll get the details of that and put it in the comments below too. So, or the caption or whatever. So, cool.
Yes.
All right, Alexei.
Cool.
Thanks so much.
Carl. Great chatting with you. See you. Bye.
See you all next time. Take it easy. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Please like and subscribe to join us on our next journey through the world of art and business on the Pixel Retentive Podcast.